what's in the box. Let's take a look at what's in your share this week and what you can do with it. So we have some good stuff this week. We of course have this amazing butter lettuce that's local. Yes, it's safe because it is not from a valley farm that's contaminated. It is from a local flat farm, and so we know that it doesn't have that parasite going around, so it's safe. And of course, green butter lettuce just melts in your mouth. It is so good. It is kind of fragile, so I make sure that it doesn't last too long, or you keep it ready in the crisper until you're ready for it. We also have the sweet potato greens. I know a lot of you get afraid of these, but you just kind of look at this like you would spinach. It doesn't have the strong earthiness of spinach. It has a slightly different flavor. I think it's a little lighter, but it can be used like it. The little stems on each leaf can also be eaten. It has good nutrients in it. If you don't like it, you can pop them off and then use just the greens. I've made like pesto with it, just really, really good. And then just remember when you cook it like you do spinach, it's just a wilt and it takes maybe 2 minutes at the most. You don't want to overcook them because they'll lose the nutrients in there. Sometimes if I do pop the stems off of the leaves because I'm using it for something specific, then later I will take those stems and I'll blend them up into soups and stews because I don't like to waste anything, right? We also have asparagus, which is a nice treat in the large share. I love asparagus. Did you know you can actually eat it raw? You can. You just want to chop the last part that's very fibrous off and eat the part that's the upper part. If you steam it, it's only like a 3-minute steam. It's a very short steam. But one of the things I love to pair with my asparagus is I put a little bit of acid with it. So I'll put citrus. You can do orange, but I love lemon. Just a splash of lemon juice with my asparagus. And of course, we have these amazing mushrooms that you can slice up and put with your asparagus. And then you could put this together with maybe a little bit of nutritional yeast for a cheesiness without dairy and put that together to cook it. Or you can even make a creamy sauce without cream by using cashews that are soaked and blended with that nutritional yeast. I put a little bit of onion and garlic in there, and then that creamy sauce can go over this with your mushrooms. Great combination. And of course, mushrooms are really good for digestion, so we know what else to do with mushrooms. Mushrooms are usually a little bit easier for you guys to work with, and I get it because we're used to them, right? The other thing you can do is the exact same recipe I just said over some zoodles. So you can take zucchini, and it's a very inexpensive piece of kitchen equipment that will zoodle it or spiralize it to make noodles out of your zucchini. So nice, so that you have a grain-free option for pasta. Or of course you can put your asparagus and mushroom and sauce over pasta, but I love it over zoodles. Really, really good dish right there that has no extra carbs right there or starchiness, right, for the pasta. Then we have the Corbassi peppers again. So they look like they would be hot and spicy. They're actually mild and sweet peppers. They have a great flavor. So you can eat them raw. You can literally chop them up and put them in your salad or with dishes. You can cook with them. Just like think about a sweet banana pepper, what you would do with that. That's what you can do with this guy. And I love the pop of red color that comes out in dishes when you use this guy. Also, just so you know, you can cut it open and the seeds in there, you can dry them out and plant them. They grow really well here. They're local, so of course, they grow great here. And then we have these awesome, large, ginormous carrots again that are local. So these are a little bit less on the sweet side and more savory. Absolutely, you can cut them and stick them and eat them raw. I mean, I do. But you also, more people, if you're used to sweeter carrots that are raw, you might want to cook with these then. Saute them. One of my favorite things to do is to do a very, very light steam. I chop them, I actually slice them, do a light steam, and then once they're soft, I take them with a little bit of coconut oil and a little bit of sea salt and put it in the blender, and you have carrot butter. So good. Your kids will love the carrot butter, and it doesn't have all the super high sugars like maybe your jam does on your toast bread, bagels, or any of those things. Then of course we have my favorite, microgreens again. So microgreens, like I always say, are your vitamins, all right, in a container. This is what I usually do for my salads. I literally put this. My dressing, I just use that lemon, and I squeeze the lemon juice on top of it, and I'll take those carrots, these peppers, great salad right there with that mushroom in it. That's a really good salad, maybe a little of that zucchini. We also have local okra again. So a lot of people, if you don't like okra because of the sliminess, you can cook it really fast and hot on a high heat, and it feels like you're overcooking it. It'll take the sliminess away right away. So it's one way that you can do it if you don't like okra. If you do, you can actually use the sliminess to thicken sauces, soups, stews. That's actually what the sliminess is used for, as a great natural thickener without using any grains. The other thing people don't always know about okra is okra is an amazing binder for toxins, specifically mold. If you have mold in your body, then it is a great binder to pull those toxins out. Not too bad, right? That you can get from nature. Then of course we have this amazing broccoli. We love broccoli, and I'm just gonna remind you that you wanna take the last couple of inches off the stem that are really fibrous, but the other inches right here, you can eat. I slice those up, saute them, steam them, and eat them just like you would broccoli. They have a little bit lighter flavor than the actual head of broccoli itself, but a ton of nutrients and great fiber for digestion, so that's very helpful. And then we have local green onions. I love green onions. And one of the magic of green onions is, yes, you use the tops, chop them off, plop them in your salads and your all sorts of dishes, but this is where you get more flavor, which I love. So just remember, you're using this for light onion. This is gonna be for a stronger onion flavor. And the very ends, I cut and leave about an inch, and I put it in water. They will regrow just like this in your windowsill. So it's the onion that just keeps giving, and it'll grow pretty quick, which I love. Then we have these nice local Yukon Gold potatoes. Yukon Gold, a little bit better than your russets. Russets have way more of the carby starchiness. These are a little less starchy, and some people are able to digest these a little bit easier. I like these because you can also steam them, not just saute them. So they have a little bit of a sweeter flavor, which I really like. And they go nicely with this broccoli. If you're cooking something together, maybe those carrots, that's a great thing to combine. Then, of course, in the fruit share and even veggie shares, our pears didn't come in, so we have peaches. Not a bad substitute, right? We love peaches, so not a bad thing there. And of course, we've got two different apples. We have our Gala apples, pretty basic apple, and then we have our Cosmic Crisps. These, as you would think, have more crunch to them. So those who like a crunchy apple, that's this guy right here. And just remember, I like to, when I cut them, put just a tad bit of lemon juice on them. It'll keep them from yellowing or browning. If you're cutting ahead of time and making maybe a fruit salad and you're not serving it right away, that's a great way to keep everything from browning. We also have our bananas again. Of course, fruit salad just all over the place here, right? So remember, if you're not using your bananas right away, you can freeze them and it works. This week we have your choice of either strawberries or blueberries, and we love using these. Again, if you're not using your berries right away, they will go bad fast because that's the nature of berries, right? You can freeze them until you're ready. Then you can plop them in any smoothie, which is very, very nice and easy to use, or you can make fruit leathers out of them, my favorite summer thing to do. And pineapple, which is a great treat and kind of hard to find. If you cut the top off and leave it whole with the plant, you can replant that. It will regrow. I put it in a little bit of water for a bit and then a little bit of dirt, and it will regrow. Takes some time for us to get pineapple to grow big and mature, and it does take a couple years before they're fruiting, but this is a fun experiment for kids to play with, and meanwhile you get to eat the yummy pineapple which I love. I love working with pineapple even in some of my savory dishes. I'll chop it up and put it in some of my savory dishes just for a pop of flavor, and a little bit goes a long way. Remember that pineapple has the enzymes to kind of give you that acidity that you need that sometimes go with tomatoes, which are hiding here somewhere. This is also a good acid when you need things to kind of break down a little bit faster. These are amazing. Just so you know, we are having problems right now with tomatoes and with apples, and this has to do with the drought. It has to do with a lot of different things happening, a lot of wildfires happening. In Seattle, you're gonna see a lot less apples for just a bit, and then you'll see more of an abundance of apples come back. Hopefully, toward the end of September, there'll be way more in abundance. But tomatoes are a little rough right now as well, and this is just a crop failure thing. So this is what we're working with this week. Hopefully you are enjoying them all, and just remember that members, we have emailed you recipes of what you can make with these things, very specific recipes. And if you're not a member yet and you want to get shares, we love teaching people how to use what you get from our shares this week. So you can give us a call or email us, and just share this video with other friends that may get something from it. Thanks, guys.